Alright boys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing good. Today is week 3 SPD Saturday. This is episode 3 because it's week 3. Today is relatively heavy. Obviously, as you boys may or may not know, most powerlifting blocks are 4 weeks long, so we're on the penultimate week. So today is a very, I wouldn't say conservative, it's a decent weight today. I think we've got a double on squat and then possibly a single on bench, and then it's a secondary deadlift day, so it's not as heavy on deadlift. I think I've got paused deadlifts today, and so we're gonna basically crack on quite soon. It is currently still really hot in the UK. Obviously, I don't know if you boys, I don't know where anyone's from, so if you are in the UK, as you will know, the weather the past week has been ridiculously hot. I work from home in my lovely bedroom, and so therefore I've been absolutely cooking. Like, it has been ridiculously hot. I think Tuesday it was like 32 degrees outside and my room got to about 34 degrees. So it was a bit ridiculous. Like, I was like just sweating, and it's not been the nicest. Like, I know a lot of people really enjoy the hot weather, but I much prefer it like today. It's 22 degrees right now, much more pleasant. Like, it's still hot. You would be happy in a t-shirt and shorts. Like, there's no complaints about that. But yeah, just in general, it is far too hot when it is over 25 degrees, I'd say. Other than that, boys, I have recently purchased a Fitbit Air, purely because I wanted to see how like my metrics are. I know they're not 100% accurate, so I'm not like depending my life on this thing, but like I think it's quite interesting to see like how long I sleep and like my heart rate while I sleep and my heart rate during the day. And obviously it takes a few days to calibrate. I've had it for 2 days so far, and it seems to be relatively accurate. Like accurate as in proportionately. I'm not sure how accurate it is like statistically, but proportionately it is accurate. And obviously the thing with things like this, you can't base your life on them, and more of a thing of where I think it's more of a thing where you can see how your life is progressing, or like, for example, when I go in the gym, my heart rate goes up, which obviously makes sense. When I sleep, it goes down, and obviously it tracks my sleep quite well. Like the past 2 nights I think I had about 8 hours sleep the past 2 nights, which is obviously really good for me. And obviously that's one thing I really wanted to know, whether I was getting enough sleep type of thing, because obviously it doesn't matter what time you go to bed, because once you're in bed, you might not fall asleep straight away. And so it is quite good because, like, for example, I'll get into bed at 12, say, and obviously I don't look at my phone from the point I'm trying to go to sleep. And so I'll look at my watch in the morning, it'll say I've like fell asleep at like 1 1. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I was quite struggling to sleep because of how hot it's been. And then it like, you'll see, like it says you were awake at like, say like 5 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I definitely was, because like the sun was like so bright, they just flashbanged my life. Other than that, today we are treating ourselves to a Abe grape soda. This is the most artificial flavoured drink I think I've ever drank. Like, the flavour of it is just like, I wouldn't say unpleasant because it's a nice drink, but like, do you know when something's so artificial, you're like, what the hell's going on? It's like a sensory overload. So it's all right. I wouldn't really say I'd go out my way to buy it. I'm still much prefer, I think it was the Slush Puppy. The Slush Puppy version of these are so nice. If you're ever looking for like the nicest energy drinks you can possibly buy, Abe Slush Puppy ones are so nice, but they are like £2 a can, so they're a little bit out of budget. I got these from the Arnold, so they're all free, so I'm pretty happy with these at the moment. Other than that, boys, we are basically just going to get in the gym and crack on. If you do enjoy, boys, make sure to like and subscribe, because we are almost at 3.5k, I think. Today is another singlet session because we are 5 weeks out of competition, and so every single Saturday from now on is a singlet session, because I need to get used to the feeling of a singlet. As we found out last week, I am not very used to it because my depth is way too deep on squats with a singlet. So yeah, we'll get in, crack on. If you do enjoy, obviously, as I said before, like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of the video. Peace out. All right, boys and girls, we are feeling pretty good. That's probably one of the nicest 140 has ever moved. I know it's only 140, but still, it's a good sign for it to be moving pretty nicely. We've now got 160 on the bar, which is the final warm-up. This should hopefully move quite well. It is very hot in here. I'm very hot and sweaty right now, so we're just basically going to crack on and hope that we don't get too hot, because this is final warm-up, as I said. Then we're on to top set, which is a double, so just stay tuned, boys. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. That was probably the best 180 has ever moved for me, really. So no complaints there at all. Pretty happy with that. We have now got a back down of 160 by 5, which is something I've never done before. So we're just basically going to see how it moves. So yeah, wish me luck. All right, fellas, we are feeling pretty good. We've got one more back down, 140 by 5, and then we're on to bench, which I'm prepared to do something pretty good on bench, so stay tuned for that. This last set should be pretty easy. It's just a set of 5 at RP 5.5, but as you can tell, quite out of breath, so I'm going to give it a minute and then we'll get on with it. So yeah, enjoy. All right, boys, that is the final warm-up set, 140. Top set is 165 kilos for 1. It should be pretty light. It's supposed to be like RPE 7, but I'm expecting it to be slightly lighter than that, purely because I'm really dialed on bench at the moment. Obviously, it could go completely wrong, and it could be like RPE 10, but we're just going to go with RPE like 6. So hopefully it moves well. Bench is feeling pretty decent, to be fair. It has for like past 2 weeks, so pretty excited for it. And yeah, we're just basically going to crack on because I'm really enjoying bench. So yeah, enjoy. All right, boys, that was pretty good. Probably around the RP 6, maybe close to 7, which it was supposed to be an 8, so we're not at the RP 8, which it was supposed to be. We've now got a back down of, we're going to do 150 by 3. This is like supposed to be RP 7, I think, so might be a bit little light, but if we go too much closer to the 165, then we'll pretty much do my top set again. So we're just going to stick with 150 for a triple. I hate benching a singlet just for, you know, the reason, but yeah, we're going to go back into shorts because it would purely just see if my butt lifted, but it didn't. It was all good. So we're on to 150 by 3. Enjoy. All right, lads, we are on to the last set of bench. These 130 by 5s are probably better than the 120s I was doing previously, so feeling good, feeling very, very out of breath, but one more set and then lots of deadlifts, which are paused deadlifts, so enjoy. Alright boys, deadlifts felt excellent. This is probably one of the best sessions I've had in a very, very long time. We've now got stiff leg deadlifts. We've done the first set, as you've just seen. One more set, and yeah, they're feeling pretty good to be fair. Like, this is really, really rare for me to feel this good on every single lift. So we're gonna go and we're gonna do the last set, and we got hamstring curls to finish it off. So yeah, enjoy. Alright boys, session is done. Probably one of my best sessions ever really. I felt pretty good and there was like, my body did not complain once. Obviously we went on at the end and did some hamstring curls, which was probably like the last thing I could get away with type of thing. My body was starting to get a bit tired by that point, but overall session was fantastic. Squats felt really nice, which is really, really good because it has been the longest time since I've been able to squat decently. So thank God that it's back to being half decent. Bench, what can I say? Nothing went wrong. Nothing went wrong with it. And it was like lower RPE personally, I think, than it was supposed to be today. So we went up to the load cap. That's what we stuck at, and yeah, and then we did some paused deadlifts, and that 167 half by 4, it isn't supposed to be like RP 8 now. I think it's supposed to be 7, or it might be 6, but basically it wasn't that challenging really, which is good, obviously. And then we did some stiff leg deadlifts, which were a lot better this week. Last week I completely forgot wrist straps, what are they called? Yeah, wrist straps, and it was really, really hard because doing mixed grip stiff legs is really weird, and I can't grip the bar properly over double overhand. So yeah, very good that I remembered them today. Felt a lot better. Absolutely cooked my hamstrings by the end, but that's the point of it. So we're going to go back home, have a shower, have some food because it is 2:15 and I have only had some porridge this morning. So yeah, if you do enjoy boys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you boys next week for week 4.